Well, hello again, students. I hope this finds you well. This is a very short introduction to citations and some of the changes that have been made at TCM regarding citations and bibliographies. And I wanted you to have this information, although the handbook is not fully published yet, wanted you to have this information so that you could put this to work and start practicing this in your papers and in your work on your thesis. As you know, citations are very, very important. They respect copyrights and intellectual property. That's something that's scriptural that we find in Romans 13. Also scriptural in John 14 is the matter of honoring other people's work in line with honoring what's true. Two other things is that using consistent citations strengthens your argument. It helps present your argument, support your argument, or make an opposing argument clear, while it makes it easier for future researchers and readers to know what you're referring to by the citations that you use. As you know, TCM students are expected to follow citation standards as a scholarly and ethical practice. This is so vitally important, and we can't emphasize it enough. Always, it is the student's responsibility to verify the accuracy of the content and the appropriate insertion and formatting of citations, footnotes, and bibliographies, even when they're performed by a word processor automatically. In other words, students, you are always responsible for getting the right citation in the right place with the right quotes. All of that information is your responsibility. I know that sounds a little hard and maybe even harsh, but if we're writing with the hope that your work would be helpful to others, we want to make sure it's accurate in every way. Now, effective May 1st this year, TCM is using two citation styles, and we've delineated between the APA format and the SBL format, and let me explain. APA is the normal formatting that's used by so many different groups and publishers, and we're using APA formatting in all courses except the courses in biblical and theological studies. These are the courses that start with BS and a number or TH and a number. SBL formatting is required in the areas of biblical and theological studies. Again, those are the courses that start with BS and a number, TH and a number. So most of you, in like the course we're using right now, everything we would do in our course would be APA formatted. Now, if you decide to write a thesis that is a biblical study, a theological study, then you're going to use SBL formatting. SBL stands for the Society of Biblical Literature, and they're very exact in the things they do, but we're going to provide some help for you in this. Now, let me explain the differences. In general, APA formatting uses in-text citations like the one I'm showing here with Stevens, uh, comma, 2022 in parentheses, with full references included in a bibliography. Again, I've given you an example here with the author's last name, first initials, the date of the publishing, the title of the work, and then I made up Hoosier Publishing in Indianapolis, Indiana. This formatting is not used in work for biblical and theological courses. That is totally different. And footnotes are not used in APA formatting. In other words, in APA formatting, you put your citations in the text in parentheses or in other formats, and we'll give you examples for those. And then everything else goes in the bibliography. Writers using the APA format are also to use SBL abbreviations when it comes to Bible book names and Bible versions. Now that we don't have all that information out yet, but that information, I believe, is on Moodle as I think about it. And these are listed in the TCM Research and Writing Handbook that's coming to you. But in the meantime, those abbreviations, you'll find those in Moodle. Now, when it comes to SBL formatting, SBL uses footnotes only. So instead of an in-text citation, you're going to have a footnote with a superscript and then a footnote at the bottom of the page with full references in the bibliography. And the bibliography references are a little different with SBL than they are APA. I'm sorry for the complexity, but that's the expectation that's been worked out in TCM because we have students doing general work and students doing very specific work. SBL formatting is used in all biblical and theological courses. That means if you're doing something like a study in an Old Testament book or a study in a New Testament theology, something like that, you're going to use SBL formatting. And it uses SBL abbreviations and formats by Bible book names and Bible versions. Again, that information is in Moodle for you. Now, you're going to receive, hopefully in just a few weeks, a copy of the TCM Research and Writing Handbook for all citation standards with extensive illustrations for citations, footnotes, and bibliographies. These standards are to be and will be strictly applied as directed in the handbook. So you're getting help there. It's coming. Just be patient with us while we get it to you. Now, the preliminary sample pages of APA SBL abbreviations are posted in Moodle. Just to be clear, they're there up in the introductory sections of Moodle. And to encourage you, just some things for you to try. Uh, I would encourage you to use some free software such as bibliography.com or Zotero. This software allows you to set up your bibliography and consistently apply it throughout the document. And you can go in and tell Zotero, I want this as an APA 7 document. And Zotero will set all of this up for you. I believe there's also a place to tell Zotero that you want an SBL format. I believe that's there, so that you can set that up and make that all automatic. I would encourage you also to use the tools in Word. You are not to present your documents in anything else but Word, and Word has footnote and bibliography reference tools built into it. Just note that Word uses APA 6, not APA 7, and that's okay in most cases, but there's some things we'll have to check along the way. And then one last note, to be sure to identify when your work is for a biblical or theological course or your thesis is in a biblical or theological study, then you need to use SBL. All right. I hope that's helpful to you. We can talk more. I'm certainly, as you know, open to questions about this, and it'll be clearer, I think, as we move along.